Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're in Worldbox. We haven't done Worldbox in quite a while. We've been doing Starfield and we've been doing No Man's Sky. But this time we return to good old Worldbox. And you may have noticed from some of the other videos on Worldbox, if you haven't seen them, go and check them out. We have a different twist for each Worldbox video. We don't do the same things over and over again. But today we're going to be recreating the Earth in Worldbox. Now, of course, I didn't actually make this map. You can find this map on the Steam Workshop. It's called World by Jester. But it's a good enough representation for Earth for this video anyway. If there's any inaccuracies, well, I don't really need to know. It's good enough for Worldbox. Of course, the Earth isn't made out of loads of little squares. Also, there might be a few inaccuracies with the history of the Earth, but that does not matter. Now, we're going to start with two people. And I don't know actually where these two people lived, so we're just going to put them somewhere in Europe, maybe here. If you know where that is, then let me know, so I have no idea. And, well, that's three people. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so these people are called Eve, Adam, and also, if you didn't know, there was a third one called Adiv, which is definitely accurate and definitely true. So we'll let them start their little kingdom, because the world only started from three people, these three very important people. Who knows how long they will last in this little land, which we're going to call Europe, I think. I don't know how to spell Europe, I hope that's how you spell Europe, and then we'll name the Empire Europe as well. Eve, Adam are having a lot of babies right now. They're already at a population of 11. I don't know where the king is, Adiv. Looks like Russia is starting to form in Europe. This is the Europe part of Russia. But then in the year 24, Africa has now formed. People in Africa, and they're starting to set up in these savannas in South Africa. Of course, I have no idea whether this is historically accurate. I don't know that Africa was made in the year 24. Probably not. Very unlikely. But of course, in Worldbox, the real world doesn't matter, because we can do what we want, because we have all these powers here. South Asia, maybe? I think that's South Asia. I'm not very good with my geography. We'll just name it South... No, that's a person. Zoom out a bit, and we'll just name that South Asia. Well, I think that would be like... Oh no, that would be India. That would be Indonesia. Yeah, I think that's about right. Does any of you know what significance clicking these things hold? Like, what's the point of this? We can just click these people, or we can click this, like, house symbol thing. We can click the chickens and then they just fall down. This game is very random. I mean, it's quite satisfying actually. Click the chickens. And it is the year 60. It is the Age of Dark, or actually no, the Age of Moon, which is a very significant time for the Earth and definitely existed. But more significant, it looks like South America has been reached. People have gone to South America and set up South America. And that is because we've got boats now, or the people of Europe have got boats now. And remember, no one's actually started a rebellion yet, so Europe is all one kingdom, all one nation. So the Europe is basically expanded to everyone. Eve, Adam have managed to make this whole land by themselves, of course with Adiv as well. I don't know if Adiv is still alive. Yep, King is still Adiv, he is still alive, and he's 76 years old, which is lovely to see, although he might die soon. 20 years later, we've got North America up north of South America, but we've also got Australia. Finally, the rhinos were dealt with, although there are some rhinos still here, such as Tazad, who is fat and strong and wise. Russia is deciding to become, well, its own country, basically, its own nation, so they're planning a rebellion against Europe, which is probably not a good idea, because Europe owns basically everything right now. Mostly Eve, Adam's fault, but also Adiv as well. And it's all out carnage, they're starting a war, they're doing their rebellion stuff. Russia's not doing so well. Oh, East Asia has decided to join Russia as well, but it doesn't look like it's going well for either of them. Oh no, they colonised South Asia, so South Asia and East Asia finally won. We can actually, before we get ahead of ourselves, name that Asia. But I don't think we'll be naming it for long, because it looks like, well, they're back in Europe's hands. Russia took a big hit there. Can East Asia manage to keep its name and independence? Well, it's quite clearly losing this fight, I'm pretty sure, so I don't think we'll be... Actually, it's somehow increasing its population, must be making more babies. Oh no, there was a big decrease, must have been some sort of battle, and it looks like East Asia is gone, and Asia was destroyed. Well, that's unfortunate, that was short-lived. Something that is historically accurate is America did rebel against the UK and Europe, so that's happening. Of course, it didn't happen in the year 109, it happened a bit later than that. However, let's see how this plays out. Is North and South America going to rebel against Europe? Oh no, just North America. Okay, that's going to be problematic because it looks like South America could easily get to. Yeah, look, there's big fighting happening down here. Oh, and it's taken out South America, so South America and North America are one. Well, North America really can't make its mind up on who to join in this fight. It looks like it just got retaken by Europe once again. And it looks like South America is about to be eliminated, which will end the USA. And yeah, USA has been destroyed. Well, that was boring. So it is now the year 1000 here in our world, our Earth. So just a round up, so we've got our Asia, it's all one like area now. Russia is part of Asia. I guess it's kind of, in reality Russia's half and half, but for this like Worldbox Earth, Russia is part of Asia, the entire of Russia. And then we've got Europe over here. Europe still own North and South America, so Europe own all this land and all that land up here. They also own the UK, which is just a farm with a bunch of people farming on it. It's not a separate thing, so that's interesting. Anyway, Africa, 286 people down here where it should be, obviously. So this is all desert, of course, and savannah. We've got some houses here, got some people living in Africa. Good to see, they've got boats and things. And then down here, Australia. It's got nice houses. I quite like these houses with the white roofs, and also the colours are quite nice, blue for Australia. And the continent of Oceania, which is like Australia and New Zealand, which would be down here, I think, but no one lives on New Zealand, as I don't think they can. They can't even fit a house on New Zealand. Okay, so this is the like significant age or period or even just year that I want to focus on. It's 1066, and if you don't know what is significant about that, then I think you want to go back to your history class, because 1066 is the Battle of Hastings, which is Hastings is like somewhere in the UK. I think it's in the UK. Clearly, we're not going to have a battle. Basically, the Normans down here in France, they went and invaded, and they had the Battle of Hastings, killed a few people, the English killed a few people, and then they had a battle in 1066, so we're in 1066 right now. However, the Normans aren't going to be attacking much because they're all on the same side. They're all part of Europe, or even like part of Europe town, which has got 222 people, and England, not really full scale, is it? So we're just going to have to send the people into madness, I think. And basically, so the Battle of Hastings, massive battle, so all these people are part of the Battle of Hastings because they've all gone mad for this battle. All this army, let's go and, yeah, this is the Battle of Hastings. Might not be an accurate location, but it's still the Battle of Hastings. And it's 1067 now, so the Battle of Hastings is over, so we can't remove them from being mad. I think they've probably removed the madness themselves, so the Battle of Hastings is already over because it was only 1066. It might have been longer than that. I probably need to go back to history class, don't I? So I think we should have some interesting things happening. So I'm just going to like freeze it for a moment, and we'll pick someone at random. Voshinetti, so we're going to favourite this person. 20 years old, gluttonous, North America, Kingdom of Europe, but this person is very special. Alright, so that's all the traits we need. Death bomb is quite important because this person has actually been maybe developing a bomb. So we might be able to get some of these big bombs later out and have a bit of an inaccuracy. But of course, these people are looking at the real world and going, we can make bombs a lot quicker. Right, let's see how this plays out, and we can always access our favourites here. And we'll get back to Voshinetti. And it is a few years later, only a few years, Age of Chaos now. So, of course, our good friend Voshinetti is still alive, thankfully. Probably because I gave her a little bit of a touch with my godly finger. And 112 years old, yeah, that seems a bit extreme. Old age is on, so she would die eventually. But I think because it's the age of chaos, we are going to turn on diplomacy once again, so they can make allies, they can make rebellions, they can make wars themselves, and we'll see how things end up. It's the age of chaos, so of course some chaotic things might be happening. That person, whatever she's called, Voshneti, I think it was, testing a few of her bombs over here. Also clear up some of those mountains while she's at it. Ah, wonderful. Anyway, moving on, let's just ignore that. We'll get back to the bombs later, of course. Is Voshneti still alive? I haven't seen anything to suggest otherwise. Yes, she is. She is lasting a long time. Of course, we would know when she dies because she would blow up. And probably blow everyone else up with her wherever she is. Actually, it's North America, I think. Oh, over there, because remember she's in the army, and because she's in the army, when she blows up, the entire of their army is probably going to go with it, so it's probably more of a curse. Anything could happen at this point. It looks like we've got some wars going that Africa has declared war on Australia or Oceania. So has Asia. Asia's going for Oceania as well, and it looks like Asia is going to take Oceania quite quickly. Okay, well, Oceania was destroyed. That was quick. There's fighting going on over here. Europe's going for Russia because obviously Europe wants Russia. Doesn't want Asia to have Russia. Poor Oceania. Oceania is now gone. And it looks like I missed the death bomb, but I'm sure it did some damage because, unfortunately, our good friend is dead. But now the technology of nuclear bombs is in North American hands. Beautiful. Incinerating the whole of Antarctica, probably because it's not actually Antarctica, is it? Now, it is the year 1528, which is, well, kind of halfway to 2023. I mean, it's halfway through the thousands to 2023, which is very good because it means I'm closer to finishing this video. And we can see that the whole of Antarctica is now being colonized after our friend who has perished now, the one with the bombs, like blew up the whole of Antarctica, and now all these mountains are gone and it is inhabitable. And this is all owned by Asia. Asia are the ones to colonize it down here. The current world population is 2,500 and Asia hold 1,800 of that population. Okay, so it looks like no one actually wants to do anything. I mean, where are the wars coming here? I turned on diplomacy and there's no wars, no rebellions or nothing. Oceania. And now that they've appeared, the population has plummeted by 150. However, they're still quite powerful, and the USA don't like that, so they're going to send a few bombs. Looks like we've got some wars declaring anyway. They're going to send some bombs over to Antarctica because it's probably the easiest place to bomb at this rate. You just drop them down, they fall down, and don't land over there, or there, or there. And so that's what happened. There are a few of the Asian people still down at Antarctica, but we've got fights now because it looks like Africa and Asia are at war. Asia is now at war with America or the USA, which could be bad for the whole world. But the USA, remember, have a few tricks up their sleeve. They've got bombs. They've got atomic bombs. They've got napalm bombs, and even Tsar bombs. So they've got all the different things. And crab bombs, of course, we can't forget the crab bombs. So, quick update before we approach another very important date. So, we've got a few more, well, actually, no, we've only got Europe now, but also Oceania has colonised this area, this whole bit of South Asia. So, South Asia is now under the control of Oceania. Australia still has 150 people. Europe only got 76 people, bit disappointing, 75 now, someone's died. And then, of course, we've got all this area down at Antarctica. The world is half destroyed, but remember, this is an alternate reality and not true, so that in real life, the world was not destroyed in 1913, but 1914 is where things get interesting. Now, those of you who don't know what 1914 is, well, it's a specific year where the war started, or more specifically, there was a few wars, but there was the First World War started in 1914, so we're going to start the First World War using a few of my powers down here. Now this war actually started because someone shot someone and then everyone was angry and then they started fighting and then eventually everyone started fighting each other. And of course we've got fighting already. Oh, Europe's gone and South Asia is now under Asian control. Asian owned this bit down here actually, which North America might take. And then down here we've also got Australia or Oceania trying to take some places down here. And before I get too ahead of myself, it's now 1918, so we're all friends again. The Second World War started in 1939 and is going to last until 1945. It's currently 1940, so let's let them fight. Looks like some countries have regained their strengths, like Europe. All these countries down here, I haven't actually named them. That was originally Yafuro, South Africa, but these ones down here, they're all just part of Antarctica, so we won't need to name them. And it's 1945, don't actually know the month the World War ended, but 1945, we're going to end it there. So we're going to get our happiness. Now we are also going to make some changes. I think I'm going to give some inspiration to this one down here, and that can become Antarctica. Well, it looks like it is actually just getting destroyed by Asia. It was worth a shot. It is now named Antarctica, I guess. But there is something else I want to do, and that is turn our world laws. So we're going to add diplomacy, so random events can now happen. We're nearing the end of our recreation of Earth. We've only got less than 100 years left till 2023. Now of course North America have the power of nuclear bombs, or Tsar bombs in this case, and they're enemies with Asia because they are far too big. So they're going to go straight for Asia's capital, which is down here. They're going to drop a few bombs on Asia's capital. Now, this is too fun, this is far too fun. They're actually declaring war right now. Probably now that Asia's weak, they can declare war. Looks like the USA now have the upper hand. Asia is, well, it's depleting in population. But it looks like Asia's got definitely more land than the USA. Asia's got all this area down here. Africa is now its own country, with South Africa being its capital. Asia doesn't look like it stands a chance against the USA. The USA is now pushing Asia back right to the Antarctica area. This war may have been slightly biased by this mess, but we'll just ignore that. It is 2014, we are so close to the end of the video, and to 2023, which is very exciting. Of course, there is something else we are close to. We are close to 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is quite impressive. There was a good No Man's Sky video that did quite well, which thank you for all your support on that. If there are any of you who watched that No Man's Sky video, then maybe you like my No Man's Sky videos, and that's fine. But if you like No Man's Sky and Worldbox, then that's even better, because we're doing both on this channel. And maybe you want to subscribe if you haven't already. And let us continue after that quick side note, and make sure to subscribe. Let's get us to 100, maybe by the end of the year. It's November, I think it was actually December, it might have been, I don't know. But we're going to get COVID-19 out. The plague, now the plague, or well, COVID-19 started somewhere over here in Asia. But clearly Asia doesn't exist anymore. Asia is actually down here, so we're going to go and put it down here where Asia is actually. Well, actually in this reality anyway, and we're going to let's give this whole town the plague, so just give a few people the plague, and this is COVID-19, so they all have COVID, and let's see if it can spread in the last few years. Of course, in the real world, it spread very quickly, and ended quite quickly as well. I mean, it's kind of over. Here's 2023. 2023, we've finally got there. It's currently July, so let's get to the correct month. What month is it? It's like October. Although it's the end of October. At the time of this video is coming out, it would be the end of October. This is like a Halloween special video, isn't it? So we're going to do something very spooky for the Halloween special. And this isn't really a Halloween special. We're going to cover the whole world in a zombie infection. And I need to infect all these people with zombie. Now they're all infected, they're all zombified. Let's see how that plague is doing. If some of these people got the plague, no, they haven't got the plague. Has anybody got the plague? No one's got the plague. They've all been zombified because it's the Halloween special, definitely. We have recreated the Earth in Worldbox, so thank you for watching, and if you got this far, maybe subscribe like I mentioned earlier. We're almost at 100, and bye bye.